Hyderabad recently played host to the wedding of Anjali Kumar, the daughter of Telangana's Irrigation Department Special Chief Secretary Rajat Kumar. It was a typical big fat Indian wedding with hundreds of people invited, events that took place over 5 days, parties in the top hotels in Hyderabad, and a banquet fit for royalty. The News Minute found in an investigation spanning several weeks that a significant part of the wedding was billed to a mysterious company called as BigWave Infra Private Limited. We also found documents showing that executives of a government contractor, Mega Engineering Infrastructure Limited, popularly called as MEIL, was intimately involved in the planning of this wedding. MEIL is in charge of several works in Telangana's ambitious Kaleshwaram Lift Irrigation Project. The cost of the project is a whopping rupees 1.15 lakh crores and is reportedly the most expensive irrigation project taken up by any state government in the country. MEIL is in charge of setting up massive power stations and also transmission lines for the lift irrigation project. Rajat Kumar heads the Irrigation and the Command Area Development Department, which monitors the Kaleshwaram Lift Irrigation Project. The documents exposing the relationship between the contractors executing the project and the nodal officer overseeing the project raises several questions. Before I go into the details of this exclusive story by the News Minute, it is important to let you know that for independent media to continue to report without fear and favor, we need your support. To become a member of the News Minute, we have two kinds of membership starting at Rs 1,179. It is also important that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. The wedding of Rajat Kumar's daughter Anjali took place over 5 days between December 17th and December 21st. The various events were held at the hotels belonging to the Taj Group. The guests who came to attend the wedding were also put up at the Taj Krishna, Taj Deccan and Taj Falaknuma. Documents in the News Minute's possession show that executives from MEIL coordinated contracts, bookings and payments of the wedding. In fact, initially they did it from their official email IDs, but later they created a dummy ID for the coordination of the wedding. Take for instance the Gmail account Bookings Hyderabad. This was a dummy email ID created specifically to coordinate the arrangements of the Chief Secretary's daughter's wedding. The dummy email ID was used to make the bookings for the rooms and the banquets as early as in July so as to block the dates for the wedding. However, the mail was signed off by a person called as Murli. Later, K. Murli and T. Pramilin, two executives from MEIL, used their official IDs to coordinate the arrangements. Murli from MEIL booked venues, and I quote, for Rajat Kumar's functions for events between December 17th and December 21st. All these details were finalized on December 13th. The initial contract with the hotel was for around rupees 50 lakhs. TNM has information from the documents access that initially the hotel was asked to create the invoices in the name of two companies, Interactive Data Systems Private Limited and BigWave Infra Private Limited, of which BigWave was a company that was created in June 2021. Interestingly, several directors on the board of Interactive Data Systems Private Limited are also on the board of other MEIL companies that belongs to the same group. Interestingly, when the time of payments came, the company closely linked to MEIL backed off and the entire amount was billed to the BigWave company. My sources have confirmed to me that the preliminary talks were carried out by Rajat Kumar himself and later his officer on special duty Prabhakar Rao coordinated the arrangements along with two executives from MEIL side. On December 20th, Special Chief Secretary Rajat Kumar hosted a lavish dinner at Taj Falaknuma for his daughter, his son-in-law and their 70 guests. Approximately it costs around 16,500 per guest and the entire expense was billed to BigWave Infra Private Limited. So who runs BigWave? BigWave Infra Private Limited was incorporated in June 2021 and according to the Registrar of Companies, the directors are Sandhya Agarwal and Anusha. It has been registered for carrying out building installation works. News-Minute's search for BigWave Infra Private Limited's registered address took us to the narrow bylanes of Bahadurpura in Hyderabad's old city. When we reached there, we were told that this is the registered address, but it actually was the residence of Sandhya Agarwal, who was mentioned as one of the directors of BigWave. The story doesn't end here. Very soon I received a call from Srikanth, Sandhya's husband, and he inquired why we had actually come looking for BigWave. He also told me that we would soon receive a call from someone from BigWave. A few days later, the News Minute received a call from Srikanth, and he told us that he has nothing to do with BigWave and is actually an employee of Interactive Data Systems Private Limited. So what do we know about the payments? The News Minute is in possession of a document that shows that Rs 23 lakh was paid to the hotel by BigWave in the form of a check. Also, when the News Minute reached out to the Taj Hotel, they refused to divulge details about the wedding, and BigWave also did not confirm about the payment. We also know that Rs 5 lakh is pending from what had to be paid to the hotel. Groom's father made payments for the rooms they had booked in 2 of Taj Group's hotels, and Rajat Kumar made the payment for another part. The finer details about how the bill was split and what portions they had paid is still pending. The News Minute did reach out to Rajat Kumar to find out what he had to say about the BigWave making a payment of Rs 23 lakh for his daughter's wedding. However, he denied this and he said he did not know a company called as BigWave. When we asked him why MEIL executives had coordinated the bookings and arrangements for the wedding, he categorically denied and also went on to say that he had personally done the bookings and arrangements for the wedding. MEIL sent us a response saying the two companies mentioned, Interactive Data Systems Private Limited and BigWave Infra Private Limited, are not related to them. MEIL's statement to the News Minute says, and I quote, MEIL is in no way linked to the activity that you have mentioned, and individuals' alleged deeds cannot be attributed to the company. They've also said that activities done in personal capacity cannot be attributed to the company. MEIL has added that it is not responsible for the transactions, not aware of any such transaction happening, and nor were party to any such thing. PNM also reached out to the Public Relations Director of the Taj Group of Hotels in Hyderabad for a reaction as to whether a payment was made by a private company for the IAS officer's daughter's wedding, and they said they will not be able to divulge client information. A number of political parties and leaders have reacted to the News Minute's investigative story. Telangana Congress Chief Revanth Reddy questioned the relationship between MEIL and Rajat Kumar and asked the Chief Minister if he would order a probe. He also wrote an open letter to the Chief Minister regarding the same issue. BSP State Coordinator R.S. Praveen demanded for a CBI probe, while BJP's Muralidhar Rao said this matter cannot be brushed aside. The News Minute will continue to bring you all the developments in the story and more. If you like this in-depth investigative story, don't forget to support us by subscribing and becoming a member of the News Minute. Also, if you like the video, do hit the like and also share it with your family and friends. This is Paul Oommen reporting for the News Minute.